Distance is a lie told by the eyes, the final stage of my erasure. You are not the one I held so close, a fever dream collapsing before me. Your words are lost on my ears, the horizon falls, the air is numb, all the pieces have become undone. Who am I? What have I lost to become like this? This night will never be the same. All the years have just disappeared. So let the static take the sound. Watch the sky meet the ground. We're just echoes in a hollow world, waiting for the rest to fall, reaching for a hand I used to know, hoping you will never let me go. Undo me. The walls are thin, the light is gray. I'm watching the colors bleed away. Every memory is a fraying thread, a list of things we never said. You speak in shadows, I breathe in dust. A map drawn in broken trust. The map is blank, the stars are blind, leaving the rest of me behind.
What's good, folks? It's KnightmareFrame here with a new mag video after 3 years. It has been a while. And this mag build isn't a surge mag build because I did that 5 years ago, around the time the Helminth was introduced. And yes, I was the first to do Breed Surge mag. This build is quite simple. It's a very aggressive playstyle for mag that isn't for people who like to stand still. Now, how does this build work? Our main engagement tool is Polarize. It releases a slow pulse that restores your shields while also draining enemy shields and permanently stripping enemy armor. Any armor removed is dealt back as true damage, leaving targets vulnerable. Drained enemies drop shards that mag can pull in to deal guaranteed puncture and slash procs. Since puncture now gives a flat crit chance increase, these shards are a massive damage boost. And because they're technically coded as weapons, they'll even benefit from external buffs like Nourish or Arachne. I'm pairing this with the Counter Pulse Augment. It jams the weapons of anyone hit by the wave, giving you ample time to set up your attack and a reliable stun to keep the pressure off. To focus that damage, we use Magnetize. This anchors enemies and the shards into a central bubble that blocks all incoming fire, redirecting every projectile into the heart of the zone. All the damage inside is multiplied, and once the bubble expires, it releases everything in a massive explosion. If you really want to melt a target, you can even cast a secondary bubble inside an active one to concentrate your shots even further. Additionally, you can hold the ability to absorb incoming fire, giving you a brief respite from the chaos. Just keep in mind that this only works against bullets. It will not protect you from melee or AoE attacks, and the ability will release automatically once it hits its limit. Her fourth ability, Crush, is primarily for wide-range crowd control and topping off your overshields. It's the perfect follow-up to Polarize when you need to lock down a room or add on more shields. While it isn't your main damage dealer, it still clears out low-level enemies with ease. I've replaced her first ability with Roar, which synergizes perfectly with Mag's role as a weapon platform. Since the Helminth nerf to Eclipse, Roar has become the superior choice, offering a universal damage multiplier that scales both your abilities and your outgoing weapon fire. For the primary, I'm using the LATRON Incarnon. It has ricocheting projectiles that deal heat damage, and these ricocheting projectiles become devastating when trapped inside a mag bubble. If you prefer the Tenet Plasma, it's still a great choice, but the LATRON offers better fire rate, faster reloads, and a superior ammo economy because of Incarnon. The only real trade-off is the time spent building up your Incarnon charge. For those who are about to ask about the Coda Basicist, use it if you want, as it does damage, but not the optimal choice for the magnetized projectile bounce. And now, let's dive into the build. For the Archon shards, I'm running 2 Tauforge casting speed shards to snap through those animations. I've also added 2 duration shards to keep the kit balanced and 1 strength shard to round out the numbers. For the Arcanes, I'm running Augmented for the 60% strength boost, and of course, Jais to sustain our frequent ability casting. In the Aura, I'm running Growing Power, which adds another 25% strength. Since we already have built-in armor strip, we don't need corrosive projection. And of course, PSF, the X-List, because spending less time on your butt is a huge DPS increase. If you don't have this, use Handspring. To push our power even further, I've slotted Transient Fortitude and Umbral Intensify, bringing our total strength to 214%. And to offset the duration loss from Transient, I'm using those 2 shards alongside Primed Continuity, which bumps our modded duration up to a solid 158%. For the energy economy, Prime Flow, and Streamline, giving me a massive energy pool and a 30% cost reduction. Finally, for survivability, we have Prime Redirection. A large shield pool actually increases your shield gate duration. Combine that with Rolling Guard for status cleansing and the 3 seconds of invulnerability. Lastly, Counter Pulse for that constant crowd control, making you much harder to kill. Just don't stand still near an electric Xmas.
So I would say it's better to just go with like... Ah! You fuck! Stupid electric Xmas, how far did he reach?
Next up is the Skyburner's Oath, aka the LATRON Incarnon. Starting with the evolutions. For Evo 2, I run Riddled Target. This gives us increased base damage and bonus multi-shot on puncture procs, which the Incarnon mode handles naturally. For Evo 3, you have a choice: Extended Volley for a larger magazine for Incarnon charging, giving some room, knowing full well you will miss your shots. Or Marksman's Hand, if you prefer that 60% recoil reduction. Finally, for Evo 4, we take Critical Parallel. The flat 25% crit chance and 0.2 crit multiplier provides a much higher DPS ceiling than the other options, especially for Mag in this case. Quick disclaimer, the double tap augment for LATRON is currently riddled with bugs, so I'm skipping it. But as you can see from the footage, this build definitely doesn't need it. For the Arcane slot, simple. Use Deadhead for high-level endurance runs, or stick with Merciless for base steel path. I've modded the weapon for Corrosive, which provides excellent raw damage that synergizes perfectly with the Incarnon mode's innate heat damage. Galvanized Scope provides massive crit chance, but you can swap it for Prime Firestorm if you want to increase your explosion radius. I'm running Prime Shred. Keep in mind, the punch-through does not affect the Incarnon projectiles, but the fire rate is vital. Lastly, I use Prime Fast Hands. Not only does reload speed feel great, but it actually speeds up your Incarnon transformation time, which is an unrivaled utility. Finally, the companion, Worm Prime. This provides the best utility, specifically with Negate for status prevention. The cooldown can be reduced with Manifold Bond. Also, thanks to Worm's large shield pool, I can easily run Reinforced Bond for the extra fire rate, and Tenacious Bond for that sweet 1.2 times final crit multiplier. For the weapon, I'm using the Burst Laser Prime. It has a high base crit chance, slotting Prime Pistol Gambit or Creeping Bullseye pushes it over 50%, which permanently activates the Tenacious Bond buff. Because it's a secondary Sentinel weapon, I can run 2 Augur mods on it. This gives us a set bonus to regenerate shields on energy consumption. If you aren't worried about the shield return, you can swap to the Volkok or the Volkox to stack the Vigilante set bonus for those red critical tiers. For your focus school, pick Matarai for raw power, or Zeneric if you want more energy sustain. As for the other weapons, they're mostly there for utility. Anyway folks, I do hope you enjoyed this build and breeze through Steel Path. And in case you didn't notice, this build doesn't rely on Overguard, especially to survive at level 9k. Mag is that much of a beast. Anyway folks, that has been it from me. I do hope you enjoyed and learned something from this video. If you did, please feel free to leave a like, share, and
Subscriber.
for more Warframe content, streams, and so much more, do refer to the description. Thanks for watching, and as always, a peace. Bye-bye now.